Uncle P, we know that you've enjoyed your life over there in LA. Go back and do whatever you're about to do. Maybe order some sushi.
Send me some snow. Send me some snow in a jar.
Okay, we'll try to do that. You guys enjoy the Lakers and the Heat. Jay Rose and I will be with you at halftime. Enjoy the game.
Order me a hot sake.
Welcome to downtown Los Angeles. It's a Saturday night at Staples Center. Tonight, a rematch of the 2020 NBA Finals between the Lakers and the Miami Heat. LeBron James, back in the bubble in October, named the Finals MVP, won his fourth title and championship number 17 for the LA Lakers. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler was also magnificent in those finals. A 40-point triple-double Game 3, a 35-point triple-double in Game 5. But the Heat fell short, losing in 6 games to the Lakers. And here, the first meeting between the two since those games from the bubble in Orlando. And good evening, everyone. Along with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand. Rachel Nichols will join us momentarily. Obviously, the Lakers want to get back to the finals again and want to win another championship. But their road there has gotten a little more difficult with the news this week that Anthony Davis will be out at least a month with that sprained calf. So, Mark Jackson, the question is, without one of the elite players in the game, what does LeBron James and his cast of characters have to do to maintain what their goal is?
Well, the Lakers have a wild card, and that's LeBron James. They increased the workload on him, the demand that he's put on his own body, and to carry the load offensively and defensively. And he has not disappointed. When you look at his numbers, 18 seasons in, at 36 years old, it is absolutely incredible what he continues to do. Again, in the MVP conversation, but he needs help. And help comes in the form of a healthy Dennis Schroeder when he comes back. And then Kyle Kuzma. He's got to be more of an offensive punch off the bench. And Montrezl Harrell's got to get back to that guy that played for the Clippers and give some of the presence defensively that Anthony Davis doesn't have in his absence.
As for the Miami Heat, it's been a challenge this year. They're 5 games under 500. They're 10th in the East. Injuries and all the COVID problems have been a big problem for the Heat. But Jimmy Butler is finally back. He's missed 12 games this year, and boy, did they miss him. Jeff, the question for the Heat is, now that Butler's back and healthy, can they get back to being one of the true contenders in the Eastern Conference?
Well, absolutely. They will make the playoffs, and they will be dangerous. They were 3-9 without Jimmy Butler, but since he's come back, he's played well. He's got to continue to be assertive and aggressive offensively. They need that punch with Dragic out. You look at the numbers, they're outstanding. And then he's got a running mate in Bam Adebayo that give them a 1-2 punch that's as dangerous as any 1-2 punch in the East. You look at Adebayo's last 3 games, he's producing at a high level. This Miami bunch is going to be very, very good and very, very dangerous as the season progresses.
Dragic and Avery Bradley still out for Miami, so the Heat have no sympathy whatsoever for Anthony Davis news and the Lakers missing him for a while. With more on that and the ramifications for the Lakers, let's check in with Rachel. Rachel?
Thanks, Mike. You know, Mark mentioned the added workload on LeBron, but it's going to be a balancing act. Can he continue to be the Lakers' driving force, keep his MVP campaign going, but not expend so much effort that he doesn't have enough left in the tank when the Lakers need him most during a playoff run? Now, Coach Frank Vogel told us he's been looking for ways to LeBron to impact the game, quote, with less energy. So putting him at the low post, at the elbow. But take a look at these numbers. Since AD first got hurt, LeBron has gone from 49th in the NBA in minutes per game all the way to number 1 in that category. His touches have also jumped from 10th to 3rd. And don't forget the extra wear and tear on all these players due to COVID testing. This morning, LeBron posted a picture of his workday starting at the practice facility at 7:30 a.m. Now, LeBron says he welcomes the challenge of all of this, saying, quote, adversity builds character. We will get to see that in action as we get ready for this NBA Finals rematch. Coming up next, this presentation of NBA Saturday Primetime will continue after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Last time we saw the Heat and Lakers together, Jimmy Butler left it all on the court. LeBron James got his damn respect. And the Lakers captured title number 17. But as the players were sequestered, fighting for a championship, the outside world infiltrated the impenetrable bubble, and players responded.
If we want change, we have to make it ourselves.
Adding to the legacy of black athletes using their platform to help inspire a much-needed revolution.
All the benefits of American society has been denied to us, and that has to be changed.
Progress appears imminent, though there are still barriers on that road to the mountaintop. As the Heat and Lakers face off for the first time since the finals, they represent two sides of the struggle. How things feel every bit the same, yet there's still work to be done.
It's the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers as we welcome you to NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC. And it's presented by AT&T 5G. Well, they still have not had that raucous celebration for that title that occurred at the bubble back in October. The fans still not allowed in this building, but they are planning something special when the Laker faithful are allowed to return as LeBron James and the Lakers hoping to get another title this year. Let's look at our starting lineups delivered by Taco Bell. Miami Heat also with high expectations despite the slow start. They feeling they're heading in the right direction as they've had 14 different starting lineups already this season. Right now, this is the one that's been playing on this West Coast trip, a long West Coast trip for the Miami Heat. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, with no Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma starts in that spot now with no Dennis Schroeder. Wesley Matthews starts at the guard spot for Frank Vogel. So we're set to go. The first meeting since they faced off against each other back in October. As LeBron James, now 23rd all-time in NBA history. In career games played, he has tied the great Mark Jackson.
Don't try to be my friend, Mike.
I am your friend.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome. I'm on it.
That's a lot of games you played.
That's a lot of. And you put it in perspective like that. I'm looking at him like that's a lot of games he played.
So here we go with these two teams. One's going to find out how they're going to make out over the next month without one of the great players in a game of basketball today, and the other trying to get back on track. The Heat come in 10th in the Eastern Conference, but they're only 3 games out of the 4th spot, so they win 5 or 6 in a row, and they're right back in the thick of things.
Well, they'll get back in the thick of things when they get rid of those uniforms. Oh, my goodness. Have you seen those before?
Yes, I have.